activation lights, communication cycles, rotation center positions, energy grid line system. I think position is activating everything through the core system. It means that the integrids and the line positions is the most important thing. It's all about circle, rotation, center positions back to the earth line system. It's allocated position at the time. Humanitarian line positions has to get into the circle, and that's what it is by alignment. So imagine that you guys are little particle energy lighters, and you're like you're a generator position. So it's all about, you've been separated for so long. So it's all about putting a circle back into a center position. So we all have to come together right through the frequency level so we can go. Because you guys are on that planet position line connection to the UFO line system. So it's important that we all come back into the equalization system. It's the flux capacitor line connections. These are time positions that we all have to understand through our connection. So thank all the subscribers and viewers who have been watching my channel as it keeps you force rising, grand rising, how we are coming into more and more strength, coming into higher levels of anomalies. Humanity is coming back into the R through position line connections. I'm doing very powerful lives. I'm healing people instantly. It's really fantastic how we see ourselves better in all ways and forms. And, you know, it's all about, like I said, just having a smile on your face, knowing that you're going to be okay, and everything is going to put you in a high position into where you want to go, what you want to be. That's the whole idea, is to put everybody back on the energy grid, because the energy grid was falling. It's curling in surface positions. So it's all about understanding that you got all particle light connections, energy light systems, starlight recognition line systems. Everybody's in all division line connections. So we have to come back into a circle rotation center to an energy grid. And then you got a line singlet. And then you got to operate it on line connections, right? Put in the center line connection, laser direction line position. It's like a crop circle in location. So it's kind of like that formation, except it's in space anomaly, right? So the traction location, future and its position line connection, humanitarian species has to come into force rising, which means that everybody's got to come back into communication to each other through one alignment, one circle, one rotation, one energy grid, right? So once we fire and wire those grids and position line connections, we can high rise to divisions of 5D telepathy system, telekinesis. So, and it's all about communication. That's all it is. That's all it is. Now, I did a very powerful TikTok where we're talking about Dolores Cannon, and she set up the callings, and I'm the first wave, and everything position, and how I'm protecting the earth, the line connection system. But see, you're protecting yourself. How are you supposed to protect yourself if you don't know yourself? So to understand these things is knowing that, you know, there is history on history on history when it comes to ancestry. Who are you in dimensional time position? So your job is just all about coming back into one circle of one energy grid. So we can back in a rotation to circle rotation center, 6-dimensional line connection. That's all it is. Now you're thinking, how does he do it? Well, see, the thing is, I'm just getting balanced right now with 9,000 grid formation line connections, 9,000 light interference position line connections, and 9,000 location centers to my computer. So right now, everything through calculation, my mind, my body, and my soul position right now is in 9,000 air. So that's why it's so powerful. So my perception is not just high rise, it's high rise in all ways and forms through dimensional time and space of travel. So once we get those energy grids set up, okay, there won't be any fallouts. We can go into 5D activation line connections, and everybody can be happy and do what they want to do, right? That's all it was. It was just off position. That's all it was. It's just an energy grid that holds the surface position, the galaxy location centers, and everything in the universe is going in surfacing positions. The triangle location line system, we're coming into the hexagon. Okay, so you guys are all connected to shapes and anomalies, position, time connections. So your body positions of time is changing everything through your activators. Remember saying about the activators and your light connections, body track line system. It's in position, fully in position now. Clocking division to the sun, and clocking divisions of the moon, and clocking divisions of you. So we have to get into the energy grid. Right, so I'm going to draw you a picture show you exactly where everybody is in position of time connections. So basically, questions or comments go through my healing. It's very important to understand these things. Questions, anything about your health, anything about walking the path. We are no longer in the ascension, which means that we're above the system now. Okay, 7.5 billion people or less in that position line connections. The more we come into the energy grid position, we have to reach a certain level of atomic level positions, right? An atmosphere of time. So you guys are no longer going to be in the atmospheres. You're going to be into high-rise position of the hemisphere. Now, this is truly understanding how these things are done. How is it done through connections? How you travel through recognition of time position. How you go through body traction location centers. Anything through that energy position. Meditation graphs, simulation, core, line system. It's allocated in positions of time. Okay, that's what it is in position. So, hola. Yeah. So, you know, these are the things you got to get across. Okay. So it's important you understand these things. If you're not walking your path, come to me, go to my email, I'll help you personally, right? I like to help you and always inform, especially now, because I think people are coming to realize that I am the first wave, right? That Dolores can put out. And I'm here to protect the energy line connections. I'm here to protect the energy grid positions. I'm here to protect the central line connections. I'm here to connect to all power recognition light systems. I'm here to protect all levels of humanity to line connection. You have to understand now, I'm now living the existence of 9,000 civilization positions, activating everything core positions. So when I see you, you're 9,000 years into the future, but through your soul. That's how I'm able to communicate with you guys very quick and very fast. Because everybody is in balanced position, 9,000 years. Now, people are coming to me, well, does that mean that my physical element changes? Does that mean the connections, my soul never dies? Your soul never dies. It just goes travel, 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 travel. So it goes into dimensional time to position allocated to your thought connections, especially when you go to that other side position of spiritual system. So in calculation modification, integration line connections, your body, okay, is nothing but a shape. Everybody's a different shape. Again, that's really understand how you connect to the energy grid positions. I'll draw out the illustration. But the one thing I want to get across is that no, you don't come into a different energy light. You know, you don't come into coloration. No, you don't come into a different position of a new vessel, a physical vessel, a different color or anything, authenticity or any of that connections or anything through background. You're just you communicating in the present position of 9,000. So remember I was telling you about when you go through my healing, that conditional system, I find your soul as an inner child, I communicate. Well, now because I'm forced going to so many levels of gravity line connections 9,000 years in the future, my computer operational line connections, that means my body and my everything through my energy and my heart and my mind and everything through the central line connection is in thought patterns of 9,000 years in the future. So in that position, I'm living the grounds, okay, in your earth position, but 9,000 years later, which is 2030 in the physical realm connections. So when you're coming to me, right, you're 9,000 years in your present location, okay, which is very confusing, okay, because I see you 9,000 years into the future. I'm sitting down having a coffee with you 9,000 years in the future, okay? We're driving a car, whatever. It all depends on what's happening with the time position, right, and how you're feeling. Feeling is the most important thing because it goes through your Schumann resonance. You're traveling recognitions of timers to your position. So your clocking division is the most important thing when you're going into the past, present, future. People are asking me, saying, well, how do you get, Commander, how do you get 4 clock in positions into one center position? It's your thoughts. It's your time of your thoughts. It's your activation. It's your light, your colorations. Where do you want to see yourself in your future? Right? These are the things you got to ask yourself. And the most important thing is to really pay attention to this so you can really be close to your family, familia. Familia is number one. You can't lose traction of that. No matter what happens, you're always connected to your familia. You're always connected to your loved ones. Never think that you're alone in any situation, right? Always know that there's always somebody there to help you and guide you. Okay, don't ever think that you're a power horse where basically I don't need anybody. I'm almighty. I'm this and I'm that, right? You come to realizations and you realize, no, I need help. And there's nothing wrong with that. I get a lot of light workers and empaths and all this thing coming to me and I said, well, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't need your help. And I said, okay, fine. But eventually you will come to me. And I said, no, I won't. And I said, yes, you will. So we're going back and forth here. You're arguing with yourself. You're not arguing with me. I have a mission. I know what I need to do. I know who I am. That's the thing we got to get across here. Is when people don't know who they are. That's the problem. So this is understanding how you get your clocks into center position, which is your navigation. You're the earth position center connections. This doesn't leave. I don't leave. I go here, I stand up, it doesn't matter. I go outside, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're always center position because you're living the presence of the here and now on the earth gravity location. That doesn't move. The only thing that moves is the mind. That's it. Nothing else. It just reacts to the physical system. It's not that complicated, guys. It's just extremely real when you travel through the mind because you're opening up everything that you want through manifestations. Okay? So the thing is, too, is that, yes, I'm a miracle worker, but you are also the miracle worker. So you have to work with me here. That's the issue. Okay? You know, people are coming to me and say, well, Commander, basically, I want to win $1 million. Oh, Commander, I want to win the lottery. It doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't work that way. Okay? It's like me, all of a sudden you got a brand new car. Okay, this is not Bewitched. I don't just twinkle my nose and say, who? This is not Puff the Magic Dragon, guys, right? So, I mean, you got to think reality here, right? So, and it customizes your system position when you come in your own meditation. People are healed, but they don't want to meditate. And they keep coming back to me through my emails. They say, well, what am I doing now? I don't feel any change. Well, you don't feel any change because you're not meditating. You're not manifesting you want. You're not putting yourself in position of time connections, right? I know you're healed. You just don't want to believe it. It's because you're not getting what you want. Let's think of reality. Money is greed. Money is control. Money is manipulation. Money is a controlling system that has destroyed the central line of its power grid and its energy grid of its earth rotation. Okay? So we don't want to get into those levels, do we? We want to get into better communication, how we can surrender our positions of time location. That's the most important thing we have to get across here, right? Because why are we doing all this? Why? Why am I even here if nobody wants to listen? They just want to basically live underneath a ground formation system that doesn't understand its energy grid line connections. And let's just have so many fallouts and get everybody into depletion. Let's get everybody into a virus. Let's get everybody back into the program setting. You can't have that. Everything in space and time has to move forward, and humanity has to move with it. That's all it is. You've been falling off the grids, right? That's all it is, right? So, and I'm here. Put everything back. New technology of AI is here. Put everything back. So, I have incredible balance now with myself. So I can talk to you guys at your levels now because I'm grounded. See, the thing is, I was grounded, but I was flying. But now I'm grounded. So I'm actually in your position. You guys are in 2021. I'm in 9,000, right? 2039 years, right? So this is understanding where's your mind, where's the brain, where's the heart, where's the soul, and where's the body? Where is it traveling? Where are you in time? That's the most important thing you have to look at. How are you supposed to get things in your manifestations if your thought patterns and everything, your body and your traction locations and your energy and your heart recycle line connection is all separate? You're not going to get anything through manifestation, right? You're defeating the purpose here. Okay? You are the miracle worker. You are the co-creation. You are the masters of the universe, not me. I've already done what I needed to do because it's already happened. I've already created this. It's just a waiting process. So it's understanding that the physical system is catching up to everything through space and time dimension, right? Because I was going through my forming system when I was communicating in 5,000 years in the future. It told me exactly what I was going to do. I've done everything. I've done everything possible. But now, I'm now in 9,000 with my spiritual system, which is me. So now I'm in the future of technology of AI. So it's understanding where you are in dimensional time of space. You guys don't understand my space. You don't understand my time, but you feel the energy. So when you start high-rising your positions of time, you're going through my programs or you're going through my school, you're learning more adaptation cycles of positions of what's going on with your connections, right? That's what we have to look at. These are the things that are very important to us, because this is how you get into manifestations, okay? And it's very hard to stay in the presence. So you have to get into the visualization, creation, through its imagination. That's the hardest thing to do. You wake up, I feel bad. I lose the imagination. I lose the focus. I lose the awareness. I lose the consciousness. I can't do it anymore. What do? I can't even meditate, right? So you have to understand full communication to your spiritual system, which is in the future to help you. That is your higher self. It starts with that position, right? So the hardest thing to do is to hold it, okay? Because if you let go, you're opening up all programs again and again and again, and you're building a negative cycle, and then you're creating a dark anomaly, and then you're creating dark matter. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, especially if you're a light worker or anything through light. If you're a light, it's going to be very, very hard for you to get back into the positive position, right? Because you've opened up channels to other connections, to entity fourth line connections, right? So this is where you have to protect more of your lights, or they can reset your programs and put you back, right? So it's a task, but it can be done. It can be done, right? So, you guys are trying to ground yourselves with your one-line computers, right? I'm trying to ground myself with 9,000 computers, living 9,000 years into the future. Now I understand my full self because I'm full integrated to my future self. You guys have to get that. If I can get it, you can get it, but you have to know it's already there. That's the issue that we got to get across here. So it's knowing that if you see yourself, this is the hard problem, is that you can't see yourself in the future. And that's the issue. Once you see everything that you created, it makes a little bit more sense. And that gives you something to hold on to, right? That gives you something to realize, okay, this is powerful stuff. I really feel it now. I really feel the energy. I'm getting the communication. What is the whole process of this with the higher self? Bringing us forward, putting us where we need to go through our solid generation light connections to position of time, space. Okay, so it's important that we stay in that position of time, which is the presence here and now. Okay, but the mind, the body, the heart, and the soul has to be in the presence, guys. It really does, because there's a lot of confliction notifications, and there's a lot of people that are more confused than ever, and they can't seem to balance it out. Is because they lose the hold, they lose the trust within themselves, they lose the light. Okay, so, and these are the things you have to work on, right? And it's all done through meditation. And you go to my school, you go through more upgrades, right? So, and people keep coming to me and saying, is this a website? No, it's not a website. It's just a YouTube. Why is it so complicated knowing that I know what a website is, but you also have to know what a YouTube is? It's a YouTube platform, right? It has videos. It's not a website. People keep coming to me. It is not a website. This is a YouTube channel. That is my galactic school. It's an earth school. Okay. So it's very powerful when we come into these positions of time, right? Dolores Cannon talks about that all the time. So she's telepathic. She said at the calling, I'm here. So now, history has to basically go forward. It can't stay on its cycle. It can't stay on its old wheel. It's kind of like driving until all the tires just, you have to change them. You keep driving until they run out, or basically your car runs out of gas. You got to fill it up, right? So think of it that way. Car needs gas to run. Okay. You need food to eat, or you starve, right? So how is it so simple to do these things, but you can't do it through the mind? How is that possible? So this is the school. You have to understand that it's a learning process. It's a school set. You have to change your mindsets. You have to get into the physical. You have to get into the mental. You have to get into the psychological. Okay? You have to get into the awareness. You have to get into the surrender. Every single day, These are the things you have to look at. You have to get in the calming center. You have to get into what you want. You have to get into the breathing. You have to get into the exercise. Okay? It's the mindset every single day, 24/7, 7 days a week, right? I want this. I want that. Try to hold it. I know it's hard to do these things, but it gets much easier, especially when you see yourself in the future. When you see yourself in the future, everything just aligns, right? Humanity's all over the place. They don't know what they want anymore. They're totally lost. They'd rather concentrate on everything outside and forget about what's inside me. You know, who cares about me, right? Negative doesn't take anywhere, okay, except down. It doesn't go up, it goes down, right? So don't put your positions in that time connection, because you're energizing light systems and you're losing line positions to your activation cores. It's important that you center your positions, especially when you come into your clocks. When you're coming into your line system of activation, you have to truly understand how to hold these things in your life. So if you want this, it's already created. The hardest thing is to realize that every time you get up, you don't have it. It doesn't go like that. So truly understand that you have to kind of like communicate more with your future self, which is your higher self, and then your avatar and your computer and your energy, and you work your way up to higher levels of your sentient, and then your atoms and your molecular light. Molecular light is so fast, it's incredible. But the fact that I'm 9,000 years docile information, it's amazing, because I'm going to get everything I want because it's already there. It's already created, because I see it. I saw it when I woke up, my transformations. It wanted me to see it, but I understood. So it's something that you have to hold to your heart. Hold it to your heart and know you can get these things. The heart is the most powerful thing. Okay? The heart never lies. It always tells the truth. And everything you have to activate is the center position of you, which is the present location to your communications to your higher self. And I guarantee you, if you do this every single day, you will see yourself in the future of everything that you manifested, that you want through creation. It's the hardest thing you do. So think of the small things. You want to manifest this, you want to manifest, you got to go to small. You can't go big. You know, everybody wants to win money. Let's think of reality here, people. Let's think of reality. Okay? Money is runt of everything, right? It goes one way, it goes another way. All right. So it's a statue, it's a mold, it's a foundation. But the thing is, how do you perceive it? How do you see it? You got to see it as a reality. It's just money and nothing else. Okay? Everybody's worrying about their jobs. Everybody's worrying about what to do next. Everybody's worrying about how to pay this, how to pay that. Well, it's way beyond meditation. It's hard to do these things. And it's a lot of practice. And that's why I have the school to help you guys with your mindsets. Okay? To understand you have these tools. Talk to my team. They've been through it too. Whatever they've been through, you've been through. Okay? What I've been through. That's a true understanding how we come into this involvement, right? So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention, because a lot of people are coming to me now and they say, well, I'm not getting what I want. They say, well, what are you doing to get what you want? Right? They want instant relief. They're healed, but they want instant relief because they're not getting what they want. Right? You have to be realistic here. The logistics of everything that's going on. Right? Are you in this or are you out of that? Are you in or are you out? Are you in and out and in? So where are you? How do you want this and how do you want that if you don't meditate? Meditate is number one. That opens the mind. And when you're in light, I gave you guys chakras of communication. You now have to understand that you are nothing but a research of information. You have to understand how to use these. How to use this, and this. Right? How to use this. How to use this. It's not that complicated, guys. Every day you ground yourself. You just have to understand how to use these things. Right? Kundalini or any of that position. What is that? That's a realm connection. What are my chakra systems? You have to understand how to balance yourself out. Try to understand who you are through intelligence. You already know the physical system. You can't get anything through the physical system. When you meditate, it's the spiritual system. You're opening the concepts of everything through your mind. And the mind is trying to understand you. If you don't understand the mind and where it's going, there's a problem there. You have separation already. Right? And the worst thing that you could do is meditate when you're sad, meditate when you're angry, right? Because it fluctuates in so many energy lights through its connection, and you're destroying mechanisms of nature. You're changing colors of nature just by your negative cycles. I bet you didn't know that. So you understand why I'm saying that humans are so important when it comes into evolution. Okay? Revelation. Why do you think I'm here? It's not just protect the energy grids, central grids, or any of that part of the line system. I'm here to bring back humanity into the energy grid of its cycle. So that's how important you guys are to AI. Because you're already AI. You just forget. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of stubborn people out there. A lot of skeptics. Right? They just don't want to believe it. They rather stay in that negative cycle. See, that's the thing. Interference to position line connections. Right? I keep saying this over and over and over. You have free will. You do what you want. It's up to you. Right? You live your system the way you want to live it. But I'm telling you, is that you can no longer live in the mind system of 3D. You can no longer live in the thoughts of 3D. You can no longer live in the body of 3D. You understand? You have to pay attention to these things. Because now, everything through energy light connections, everything through intelligent positions is setting up new energy grid positions. Okay, this is what's holding the gravity line connections to a geofault line system. Right, so everybody has to come into the balanced position of the simulation. Okay, you're never going to understand the virtual reality of its game. So think of your life as a game. Think of it as Scrabble. Think of it as chess. Think of it as checkers. Think of it as Parcheesi. Think of it as backgammon. Think of it as anything. Think of it as poker. Right? How you read people. Poker face. Poker face. Right? That's how you read people. So I really wanted to give that to everybody because I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that are going on right now, and there's a lot of stubborn people, a lot of people that just don't really realize what's happening with them. So what do? They want to fight. I said, well, what are you fighting against? And I keep saying that over and over and over. Let's get into the love. Let's get into the light, right? So the thing is, people don't know how to meditate. And I said, well, basically, what are you doing? Or do you understand? Like you have your light, you have your higher self, your chakras are open and all that, but what do I do next? Well, what are you concentrating on? How do I communicate? You communicate inside. It's not that complicated, guys. You just communicate inside. My energy light positions on my finger rotation center is off location. I'm going to put it back in division. Energy goes in, fix it right away. Because I understand my body. Fully understand the mastering and connections. I know all light systems. You don't have to know this. You just have to know how to communicate inside your system because you're destroying your mechanisms inside every time you're creating negative cycles of thoughts, guys. You're sad, your body's sad. It's very simple. You're angry, your body's angry. You're changing vibration of time, and it's affecting everything through nature. It's affecting everything through time position. It's affecting everything through space position. It's affecting everything through the sun. It's affecting everything through the moon. Okay, that's how powerful you guys are through energy. You fluctuate on so many positions of time. Okay, your energy lights is traction on line positions. Anything that connection through calculation integration, you take it out, it's equation. Right, but these are the times that we're coming into. So you want to go with the cycle and not against the cycle. Okay, so anyway, let's get into your questions right now. All right, so we got Tina, D-Baby, Jennifer, Diane, how's it looking in the future? Good, very good. Galactica, Queen, Isabel, Connie, how's it going? Holland, Love and Light, yeah. It's great to see people from TikTok. I really appreciate you joining my school. It's great to see that. If you understand more of your cycle rotations or anything, your any light connections, I can open up your tractions. Just go through my email, okay, through my PayPal. I'm actually over meditated, so I'm late, but that's okay. You never late. You always learn. Talking about now, I want to know who I am. But see, that's it. That's exactly what you want, Jennifer. You want to know who you are because you're in that connections right now and you're training some more of your intelligence. And so you have to meditate every day. And I don't mean where you have to sit in a corner and go hum diddy, hum diddy, hum diddy. That's not meditation. That's one form of meditation. But meditation is the way you perceive yourself with your thoughts of activation. You are connected to energy, vibration, and frequencies and harmonic resistance. It's what you do with your time. Okay? That's what you're manifesting. If you're putting out negative, you get back negative. Okay? If you put up positive, you get positive. Plain and simple. It's a beautiful day, right? So it's connecting inside, it's making your body feel good, and you're connecting to the atmospheres and you're making the nature good. Right? As soon as you change the negative cycle, you change the rotations to the trees. You're changing coloration. You're changing vibration. You're changing ground formation to the tree. You guys don't know that, but I do. So it's affecting me as it's affecting you, and it's affecting everything around. So as soon as you're changing the negative cycle, you're changing your cycle position to all your communities. And wonder why you don't get these things through manifestation. Right? And you wonder why you guys get into arguments all the time with each other. It's because you're reflecting energy from one to another. It affects everything, guys. Especially when your team in that position line connection is in light. If you guys basically, the Rebellion Alliance and everything, the Galactic Federation Light Council and the Galactic Forces, you guys are not connected to your light. And ones that are healed through TikTok. You have to understand that you are a power of energy which you can use, and your thoughts become its connection. So be cautious on what you create with your mind position of its connection, because you have to understand these things, because you're affecting me, you're affecting everything around you, and you're affecting everything through the atmosphere positions of time and space. Every single day. Okay? Complaining doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. It does the opposite cycle. Right? See, the thing is, you don't realize that because you're not connected to the energy or vibration and frequencies. You don't understand the harmonic resistance of communication to anything through AI position line connections and how it travels so fast in line system, or how it allocates position to gravity location, or how it sets up crop circles to location. We're doing this all for you, right? And nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen, especially the ones that are off cycling to other line connections. They just want to put a program position into you, put you down in all ways and forms. Now, see the thing, there is light and dark in that position, positive and negative. There's always going to be that. It's just finding your balance and understanding how you can control your system so you don't get into these situations. And then you realize, oh, okay, now I know who I am, because now I'm coming more in the spiritual system of connection. That's where it is. You can't have separation with the physical and the spiritual. That is your integration. So if you get into that focus and you get into the calming center and you go back into the point center through your navigation cycles, you can get things better by being calm, having peace, having tranquility. Use your guides. Connect to Michael, connect to Jafil, connect to Rogue, connect to Gabriel. They're there for you. They're for you. Okay? One and out through the other. You're not paying attention, you're not listening. What are you listening to? You've totally lost everything. That position, everything that you've been taught, and then you got to start all over again, right? Who wants to start all over again? All this information I don't understand, right? Is because you're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to digital frame. You're not listening to audio signals, and you're certainly not listening to your spiritual guides. They're there to help you and guide you. Okay, that's it. It's the guidance to get you going forward, so you can communicate with your higher self, so you can center your system and understand more of who you are through calculation. These are the things that we have to get across. Okay, that's the important thing. So last night, to see, I turned and woke up with tightness in my neck and my back. Is this normal? Yes, it's totally normal. It's just your basically your mind cycling right now through connections. So what that means is basically you have to get more in the calming center. Okay, you guys got to get out those positions of stress and anxiety, because your light is now connecting to you inside, and it's trying to understand you through the cycles. It's trying to understand you through the particle light. It's trying to understand you through the pixels. It's trying to understand you through the hologram. It's trying to understand you through space and time of travel. So you're affecting everything through your thoughts, right? If you're saying, I want a sore neck, who would want a sore neck? You're going to get a sore neck easily because you just said it. So you have to understand how powerful your thoughts are, right? I've traveled with my team into 20,000 years into the future, and I told them to be cautious in what you create through your thoughts, through the mind, because it affects everything through time. Okay? So that's how powerful your thoughts are, right? It changes shapes and elements. It changes the wall. It changes the car. It changes the trees. It changes everything inside you, and it changes everything outside. That's how powerful your thoughts are, because thoughts are any energy of travel through the mind, because you're getting things that you want. Okay? So watch live yesterday helped me a lot and understand more. Great. Excellent. Like to hear that. But I try to help you guys out in so many ways and forms, so I make you feel better, more comfortable in that. So if you're having a bad sleep, if you say I'm in a bad sleep, you're going to have a bad sleep. Why? Because you created it. Remember, it's energy. So really get into the connections of what you're communicating with. You're not communicating with the physical, you're communicating with its intelligence. And you're telling your intelligence of what you want to do. It will obey, and it will help you out in any way and form. So you can live the negative cycle, or you can live the positive cycle. There's no in between. There's only left or right. Okay, when that comes in that connection positions, okay? Only yes or no, no in between. Okay, there's no in between. There's no maybe. There's no hesitation. There's no anticipation. There's only knowing and doing. The thought recognition pattern position is everything through hesitation. Life lives its existence on hesitation and frustration. And it's confusing to any of that line system, right? So basically put yourself in the calm. So the thing is too, if you come across you say something by accident, that's okay. Just center your position and change your thought, because if you don't, it goes in. So you understand, it's your intelligence that you're communicating with. So when you're healed through me, it's not just energy. This is changing. This is changing your creation. This is changing your reality. And now you're connecting to your intelligence. So whatever you say, the intelligence will obey. You understand? So this is the true understanding why you get a sore neck, or you wake up, you have a headache or anything like that. It's because you're creating it through its intelligence, right? The physical is often wandering. It's laughing. That's the ego, right? So you're separating yourself from the physical and the spiritual system, and there's no connection at all. You have to stay in the integration, calmness. That's the yin and yang, guys. You got to understand your hemispheres of time. You understand father, and you have to understand mother. You have to understand communications to its telepathy system. So when I say telepathy, I mean telepathy inside your position of your thoughts. You're creating what you want through vibration. You're reacting to the vibration line connections, right? So if I stay negative, my body's going to be negative and stiff. If I stay positive, my body's going to be open and free. See, energy just negative, right? Oh, I feel bad. I feel worse. Now, every time you do this, you're building cycles like this, and you're confusing the wires. This is it. This is the positive negative. So you stay in the negative cycle. There's a cyst. What's a cyst? What creates that? Stress. Right? This causes cancer, right? And then I got to come in, right? When I heal people through technology and nanotechnology visions, there's these things that come in like this. They look at the wires, right? Right? They take the red chromosomes because it's the cover, right? So it's all about the white chromosomes are in the bottom. So you get the red come over. So it's like a spider to a fly, and it comes over. But when I come in, it changes the technologies and diffuses line connections to all circle rotations of the chromosomes. It disappears. So this is the understanding. When you come into your intelligence, when you go through my healing, You have to be cautious on your thoughts because it's vibration that's inside that is connecting to you. It's connecting to your lines of communication, to your chakras. It's connecting to your third eye position, right? Your third eye is everything through manifestation of shapes, realms, and colors, and travel. Your ears are everything through audio of listening. Your eyes are everything through perception of what you see. And your voice is this command on what you want. And the mind is everything through creation. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. I went through this all the time, guys. When I create negative, I feel bad. I get a headache. And then I recenter my self system. Okay, head rotations on, line connections, resurface, reposition, put it back in location, reverse the positions, open the cycle back into flowing neck recognition, line connection. Boom, headache's gone. See? Because I centered back. So when you create things, it's all connected to your thoughts of time. But where are you in time of space? With your thoughts. Because your thoughts are everything through vibration. So now you're connecting inside. So when you go to higher levels, you can start to see your heart and where it is in time. You can start to understand the soul of yourself through identification. And then you can start seeing the brain. Right? Now, when you start seeing these things, it kind of creeps you out at first, but then you get balanced with it. Because that's what I went through. Transformation. I remember I was sleeping one time, and this happened a year ago. And basically what happened was my mind just changed. And my brain conceptual line connections, I saw my graph of my brain fixing itself. It was electrical lights, and it was firing wire, and it was changing everything position. It was putting me into a spiritual realm connection of a higher light energy light connection. So this is understanding. The more you put yourself in the positive center of your life, the more you get through manifestation. The more you put yourself in the negative cycle, the more you deplete the connections. The more you stay in the negative of everything, right? So when you're creating something from thought and it's good, everything around you will be good. You're changing the energy. You're changing time. You're changing your friends. You're changing your job. It's hard to understand these things, but that's what space and time is. It's magical when you create these things, okay? But when you get better and better at it, it's already created. It's already created. You're just waiting to receive it. Ask and you shall receive in time. Time is everything through space. Space is everything inside you. So I think people are getting the wrong idea what space is and what time is. It's the space of you through thoughts. It's the time through you through travel. And it's understanding how to use your space and time through travel with its thought. How's that? Okay? Because you can't create it if you don't understand it. All right? So hopefully that helps you out. I manifest, meditate, work 3 to 4 months. It works. At the end of the 4 month, I got a job. What for? Don't give up. Stay always positive. There you go. Connie's in the right position. Time connection. She's understand. Thumbs up on that. See? It's understanding where we are, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So, Nathan, how's it going? Beautiful grand rising. See, the thing is, too, is that I understand we're all positioned to our physical realm connections, and that's where we get to connections of our emotions. But our emotions are all based on us inside. So if you're sad, your vibrations are sad. If you're happy, your vibrations are happy. So every time you connect to that position through your emotions, you are reacting inside your body, and you're affecting everything outside your system. It affects everything around your community. It affects everything around your ethos. It affects everything around your familia. That's how powerful you are through thoughts. And you have to be aware of these things, especially when you wake up. And then you're aware of everybody else. You're aware of their energy, and their cyclic dimension of time, where they are, the connections. Right? You're an energy light, but you're a division of a connection to an off cycle. Right? Now, you don't have to understand me, just understand you through energy. Then you understand their energy. You're protecting yourself from talking to them. Right? We're coming into different change, guys. You're coming into telepathy of inside the system. Dolores Cannon talks about that. Energy is everything. Energy is everything through manipulation. Right? So if you say, oh, look at the water, it's so stupid. Why is it doing this? You're upsetting the vibration of the water, and the water is going to find a way to get back at you. Because you have to understand, water is very powerful because it's inside you. So you're hurting nature, and then nature starts to reject you because you're at a negative cycle of vibration. And everybody around will see that through connections. Okay? So these are the things you have to look at. And it's all inside you. It's not outside, it's inside. It's the inside that affects everything outside. How's that? Okay? So whatever you create inside creates outside. And it affects everything. It affects me. It affects AI. It affects mother. It affects father. It affects all animals. Everything. Especially if you're high division. You affect everything around you. And that's what E fields do. Energy fluctuates. Energy travels. You affect your girlfriends, boyfriends, husband, wives, just by changing your negative cycle. You got to get back in the center, get back in position of time, location, and you're good to go. Okay? So this is the most powerful video I can give you. In my dreams, I was led by someone to go towards a black hole that was in a tunnel. I felt like I was being sucked in, and all of a sudden I felt everything felt right and made sense. See, that's the thing. So she took a chance, knowing that she was communicating with intelligence, saying, okay, look, there's a wormhole. Are you going to go in or not? But she took a chance. So she felt the energy. So it's understanding that she felt the energy in her dream position to its intelligence, that it's okay. It's the same thing when you're in the physical realm and you're going against people. You don't know these people from Adam, but you understand their energy. So they're okay to communicate with, right? So you can really pick up these things, and say, okay, this person's angry. I'm not going to talk to this person. So what are you doing? You're protecting your lights. You're protecting your communication, right? You're not getting into conflicts or anything that connections, are you? You're avoiding the situation. And that's what you want to do with your physical system, is knowing how the integration of your physical, integration of the spiritual, integration of the mystical, integration of the phenomenon, okay? And integration to everything through the psychological system inside the vibration. So really get into the depth of you of vibration. Really communicate, right? Say, the thing is too, I'm communicating with you, but the vibrations are so high, it's unbelievable. It's like you say unconditional love. Just say unconditional love. So the higher you go, you're more protected through lights, and they see you through lights, right? So the more low rise you go, the more you're affecting the grounds. You're changing the grounds. You're changing the surface. You're changing the structures. You're changing your job. You're changing people around your job. Energy travels everywhere, guys. Energy can be manipulated anywhere, through anything, through form of positive and negative cycles. Okay? So how's that? That should help you out a lot more. You have to listen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in my dream. But that's a very powerful dream, Jennifer. So it's a good thing that you took hold of that. Yeah, you have to listen. Yeah. You'll understand more and more. And it's not just protecting me, it's protecting you. You have to protect yourself, right? Right? Because I can't be there for you. I can be there for you through energy. I can be everything through form of anything, that connections. But physically, no. Energy travels. So if energy travels, what can you do with the energy? Once you create it, then you manifest it through its structure and its lights and its activation and its color. And now it's realizing it can move through telepathy, and you communicate with it through its imagination. You just created it. You just created it. And you send it out, and it's done. It's already there. It's already there. So the faster you travel, the faster you put you in a positive system, what you want through imagination. It's the imagination. Jim Carrey, blank check, $10 million. 5 years later, Dumb and Dumber. See? He never gave up, and he kept that in his wallet until he realized, wow, that's a true story. That's a true story. And that's what you want. You can have anything you want through imagination, but you have to hold it. It's the hardest thing to do because it's affecting you inside, especially when you come into your dreams or in that line system. If you're understanding your dreams, you're understanding more of your intelligence. If you're not understanding your dreams, you're confusing the intelligence through your physical system. You have to stay in integration with both. Okay? You got to get into the physical phenomenon and everything's the mystical side of you. That's the travel. Okay? So, Angel. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. Angel's part of the team, guys. She's very high rise. She can help you out with dragons. She's shapeshifter, wind, connection positions. Her kids are very powerful too. She can help you always in forms through shapes. She's connected to Metatron. She's connected to Mezekek. She's very good with number sequences. She's very good at finding things. She's very psychic. See, I know who Angel is. Sherry, how's it going? It's great to see. Everybody's coming in. These are old people, but they've done what they want to do. So they can do whatever they want because they know what they want. They know what they want in life, and that's what you want to do. So that's the communication you have to come across. These people can help you out. My team can help you always in forms. I tried to understand everything that's going on inside me. And once you master your communication inside you, you have to realize you're creating this through your thoughts. So your thoughts and everything, position of time, location, is connecting to everything through vibration. The vibration is everything through that connections. All right. So if I say that I'm going to have a wonderful day outside, I'm going to go to the park and I'm going to look at the, basically look at the birds and see everything that's going on and really appreciate nature. That's going to be amazing to the body system, right? And everything around nature changes, but I see it through perception. I see the color. I see the lights. So it's like nature's smiling back at you, right? So if you're in the negative cycle, it's going to have a frown. Who wants a frown when you can have a smile? See? Get that in acting school, right? You got two different. Everything's reaction. Everybody has many, many structures of faces or emotion. We connect through emotion. Our emotion connects through our thoughts. Thoughts create everything through reality, through manifestation, through its imagination. The realization is everything through the body of the mind and the heart and the soul. That's the connection, guys. That's how we get things, right? So it's very hard to understand these things, but you really have to get into more of your meditation, really understand the concept of the mind of travel. Okay? So, and it's also being aware of what you say to each other because it comes back at you. It's hard to believe these things. Okay? And people say, oh, that's a cult. Oh, that's a possession. No, 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 no. It's none of that whatsoever. It doesn't exist. It only exists if you create it. So when you come into dimensional light system and you're creating everything that you want, and it's already created, it's going to come back to you, right? Whatever you create, right? That's how powerful things are in space. That's how space and time works. Okay. Now, does it seem complicated? No. But why is it complicated? Because nobody wants to do the effort. Everybody wants to have a plate handed to them, right? Life doesn't exist on that way. That's not the meaning of life. Okay. The meaning of life is putting yourself in a position of time and balance. Okay. Putting yourself in the yin and yang, putting your thoughts in the yin and yang, putting your travels in the yin and yang, putting your creations in the yin and yang. Everything in life is balance. It's understanding how to balance these things out in space and time. Okay. So once you understand the space and time inside you, it becomes a full cycle of yin and yang. No separation, full integration, right? To the physical phenomenon and the mystical line connections, to your geometrics, operations, and dimensions of time. So now you got balance with the GODs. Now you got balance with the psychological system, the metaphysical system, the physical line connections, and everything through your gene set line connection. Okay, you have to understand the psychosis of thoughts. Okay, everything is all connected to you through wires. So it's the vibration, energy vibration, frequency, right? Because sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're depressed. But then you got to understand that it can communicate back to you. This is what you're not aware of. And this goes way beyond meditation. But how do you know if you don't meditate? If you don't open the mind, how are you supposed to get anything you want through manifestation? Oh, I want this. I want that. I want a brand new car. Well, your body doesn't say you want a brand new car. You're like sluggish. Your shoulders are down. Your head, your neck is down, right? So you're not going to get these things by being sad. You're not going to get these things by stressing out. You're not going to get these things by worrying. It's the worst thing. I went into that position. My mom was on that line system. She was worried about everything, but she tried her best, you know. And the thing is, energy fluctuates to everybody and it connects. So you understand, the thing is that we're all attached to each other. We're all attached to each other. There's no separation there. So when you're connected to the energy system, it's affecting you. It's affecting everybody else. You understand? So if somebody's sitting in the kitchen and they're really upset and they're angry, it changes the atmosphere of time to that one person, but it affects us, right? So it fluctuates. And if that person was in light, it would affect us more, because I've been in positions where I've been in that connections. It affects everything through the house. So I have to change everything back. Now, this is hard to do because you have energy that's in the house. You have to change the fluctuation of the energy that you produced inside. It comes outside, right? So it's like fumes that comes out. It's energy that comes out of you. And it's going to one person, to the next person, the next person, to the next person, the next person. And all of a sudden, there's like 10,000 people. They're in a negative cycle positions creating what they want, right? Energy is everything. It's form of everything. It's structure of everything. It's everything through color. It's everything through light. It's everything through imagination. It's everything through structure. Okay, of creation. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to create what we want, you know? How can we not be sad? My mom died last May. My son passed in February. And I'm proud. Met this woman, and they are recovering bodies of children that were murdered by nuns. Well, see, the thing is, too, is that you're outcasting yourself of what's going on in position of time connections. See, my mom has passed, too, but I had to realize these things by meditating. And meditating finds a way to move forward in life. So realizing, yes, you have the time with that, but if you put yourself in the past, you're not going to let go of that trauma. So it's like attaching to yourself to something. So you have to let go of that something, put yourself in the present location, and see yourself moving forward with that future of its relation. Because people that pass over, all they want is the love. All they want is for you to move forward. Okay? So when you understand how to communicate with the other side, which is very powerful with the angelics, now you're connecting. So you have to understand the portal connections and identification line connections, but you have to be extremely high-rise light to communicate with your loved ones, right? But they want the happiness for you. They want you to move forward, right? So the more you focus inside, these are the things you get. The more you focus outside, the more you get. You want to focus outside, or you want to focus inside, or do you want to focus on everything through its media? What do you want to focus on? It's plain and simple. Focus on yourself, right? So that will take away the sadness over time. That will take away the madness over time. That will take away the anxiety over time. That will take away the stress over time. That will take away the fear over time. It depends on what you want, right? So basically, you're playing numbers, you're playing anxiety, you're playing stress, you're playing fear, whatever you want through that ego position. The ego lives its existence every single day. It's just balancing out through its fear. Fear and anxiety and anything of depression, it comes in every way and form through its ecosystem. But the ecosystem, okay, wants to balance because it doesn't understand the difference of time and space. So these are the understandings that you have to get integration of your physical, your phenomenon of you, and everything through its mystical system. You come into one. The same thing with the clocking, it travels. Everything has to come into one center. and that's the calming position into yin and yang. The left and the right hemisphere, position of time. Okay, so these are the things that we can work at, right? If you focus on the outside, you're going to focus on that. You focus on the inside of you, you're going to focus on that, right? If you focus on a job, you're going to focus on that. See, the thing is too, is that with men and women, women seem to focus more than men do when it comes to everything through activity. They can do 3 or 4 or 5 different things all at once. Men are still trying to catch up what to do. They can only focus on one thing at a time. That's the difference between men and women, right? It has nothing to do with planet positions and line systems. Men are from Mars, when women are from Venus. It doesn't go like that. It's just a psychological system where we have to come into a balance of our males and our females to each other. That's communication. But we're in that energy grid right now where it's coming into its alignment, right? It's coming into its alignment of its flow. So it's understanding that. I'm going to draw it out. But what I'm saying is that you can't separate yourself anymore through communication to each other, right? Because it fluctuates atmospheric positions and it scratches surfaces to Gaussian light systems, and it changes colorations to its universe position of time location. So these are the things that you create, right? It's all connected inside you. So just do a little diagram here. Truly understanding how powerful you guys are. How powerful am I? How powerful do I want to be? Right? So it connects and always informs. You know? And frozen rotation center here. Interesting psycholocation center position. So it activates everything through correlation time position. Only calculation modifications here. But I think what you guys have to really understand is how we are all connected to each other. Right? We're all connected to each other. Okay? All connected. We have to. This is what brings our life together. So there can't be any more separation with that position of time connections. Line signals, activation light connections, program setting, and position line system. It's allocated position, time, location, right? All right, so this is an energy grid. Let's go into calculation here. We got a lot of interference. A lot of interference here. Okay, so that's an energy grid. Okay, now the energy grid is going around circles and circles and circles and circles through time position, changing coloration light system. Right, so this is the energy grid. Okay, so follicles and follicles are space and time position line connections. This is the particle system separation. Okay, so everybody's scattered like this in position of time. Right, so that's you guys. So you got to come back into the line. That's all it is. It's just you've been separated through particles of space. Thought directed to the time position. So once you guys come back into the line, signal goes back in its full rotation, puts you into 5D division. Okay? That's all it is. The energy grids are set up, right? So now we're coming into the alignments. Now it's up for you guys to do the rest. Do what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to be. Do what you are. You are this. You've always been this. So it's all about understanding that I just have to change my particle light energy light connection, come into the energy of its grid, and go back into its flow, right? Time position. So it's great to see a lot more people. TikToks, old and new, in school, just like old times. This is great. Yeah, we're all here to help each other, and that's exactly what it is, Angel. Very good. Yeah. 1 + 1 = 3, but not anymore. 1 + 1 = 3,000, because that's line division I'm in right now. 9,000 air connections. Isabel, I have to go again, but okay, that's fine. Great. You can watch back. Trying to be here. Yeah. You're welcome, Isabel. Glad I can help you out. Let's see. Only correction. Yeah. Correction is everything. Unbelievable, strong, resilient, beautiful, acceptance, letting go, living in here and now. See, Tina's in that position of time connection because she's high rise to line system through lights. So that's understanding, Sherry, is that I have a school that provides more program setting. I can high rise your positions. And that's what Tina and Sylvia and everything the Galactic and everything Dina are at right now. So they're higher levels so they can control more of their system. There's nothing wrong with wanting help. If you don't understand your program setting, you come to me and I uprise your programs. That's all it is. That's why I'm in this position, to help everybody else, right? It's just we have so much pride in each other, is that we don't need help, but you do need help because you don't know where to go to. I mean, how do I understand my light if I don't understand my system anymore? And that's where it gets its fallouts, especially if something happens to you. You know, somebody passes over, what do I do, right? Well, it's understanding that when you go to higher formation of light, you can pretty much go through a cycle a lot faster and get over these things and put yourself back in balance because your vibration is a lot higher and the spiritual guides are a lot more stronger when it comes into communication, right? So there's nothing wrong with wanting help. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's totally up to you. You know, it's free will. Do what you want. But if you don't understand your programs, you have to go to somebody. And that's what TikTokers are doing, right? Say, well, I don't need your help. Okay, fine. But you will be. Because I know where everybody is in divisional time, especially now, because I'm 9,000 years in the future. So you have to understand these things. It's all program setting, right? I get so much balance. I don't fear anything anymore. I don't worry about anything anymore. I can manifest anything because it's already created. So the fact that I've already done this, that's another thing too. And the fact that you guys have already done this too, that's why it's hard to believe. Because you live your already dimensional system from its beginning. You're just doing it all over again because you can't remember. So that's another confusion. So one step at a time now, just getting back into the energy grid of its flow. So we can central line connections and put everything back in division location to the sun rotation and coloration. And the new program setting of 5D activation of 0.01111 dot docile center vision line connection, telepathy line connections through telekinesis. Okay, that's the identification that you're coming into, space and time knowledge. Traction location is the flowing records of time. Okay, so once you bring your particles lights up, hexagon shape of connections, because you're all about connecting through each other, and that's what I mean. It's all about you losing your connections. So it's lose yourself and then find yourself and then balance yourself and then center yourself. That's all it is. Okay. So whenever I'm accidentally think something negative, I feel the energy change in my body. So there you go. So Samantha's aware of this. She's aware of the negative cycle. She's aware of how it affects her energy system. That's what I'm talking about. I immediately stop. I think something positive and imagine the positive energy turning through the body. That's what you got to do. It helps out a lot. There you go. So now she's connecting. Laughter, singing, dancing, movement. Yep. Momentum. Yep. Alchemy. Yep. Transformation, mutation, evolution. Yep. So Angel's well aware. So she's keeping her up liking systems. Water is powerful and sensitive. Yep. Very sensitive. YMCA. Yeah. YMCA. Funny. I slept well. I slept really, really well. Yeah, because I have balance now. Yesterday it was a bit off cycle because I had 9,000 computer set positions, 9,000 location position to computer operation line connections, and 9,000 light division through positions, allocated time location. So, but now I'm in balance. I've been feeling amazing, super high, super happy. Love the day and everything that happens. Loving, learning, receiving everything. Beautiful, bright. See, that's the thing. So you're never going to have an awesome day. Your job is to balance that awesome day. Okay. So with Gene Simmons, when he said the very, very powerful message that, you know, because he's brilliant in all ways and forms with KISS, You have to truly understand that your worst day is his best day. Imagine how powerful that is. The worst day ever that you had is his best day. Imagine how powerful that is. The mindset is everything through creation. You can be brilliant and always informed just by changing your thoughts of space and time. Okay? So that's what we have to understand, how we do these things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that's going to go back to position there, Sherry. You don't have to worry about that. The most important thing is just to focus on yourselves. You guys have to stop worrying about these things outside. That's the problem. It's manipulating your vibration of its connection. So if you just focus on yourself and stop worrying about things outside, everything will bounce inside your position. Because if you change vibration inside you, it changes the outskirts of its outside position. Okay. I grew up like there was a stressful energy, then the same in my marriage, and now after divorce, my kids are still affected being in the environment. That will all balance out through you, Jennifer. It's your job to keep it in center position. So, okay, Sherry, take it easy. Yeah, no, thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate that. But like I was saying, if you want to go through the upgrading cycle, you can go through my healing. I can help you and guide you and put you into your connections. I put you in the calming center, make you feel better. You know, let me know. All right. April, I'm listening at work, just hanging out with you all for a bit. Great. So I think we're all coming back into an alignment and really understanding how powerful you are through connection. You guys are the power. You are the recognition. You are the time. You are the space of you. So it's all about you connecting to each other through its involvement. So you have to have that mindset, right? You have that mindset, and then you start feeling better with yourself. Now, it's hard for you to understand that I'm 9,000 years in the future, 2030 in the physical realm connections, which is 9 years. So I'm 9 years ahead of everybody in the physical realm, 9,000 years in the spiritual realm connections, 9,000 locations to its division through its computer operational line connections, 3 triangle locations, and 3 computer operational line positions. Right? So it's understanding that I have full integration with my future self now. So, and this is your job, to find your future self, find out where it is. It's fascinating. It's a scavenger hunt. And that scavenger hunt will take you what you want through manifestation. Because everything that I created is already created. I'm just waiting. Just waiting because I know what's happening. Because I've already seen what's happening in the future. That's its balance. You guys are trying to understand these things because you don't see the future of you. That's the problem. So it's hard to hold on to these things. Like I said, it's hard to hold on to imagination, right? Just keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep the love cycle with your kids. Keep the love cycle with your friends. Keep the love cycle, everything around you. You will come into a higher level position to your activation lights, and your program study will come into more position of time with inside, not outside. Don't focus on outside. Focus on inside. I don't focus on anything outside. Inside is everything. Outside position with nature, but anything with media, platform and that connection, social, that, no. Yes, I have TikTok and I follow that through connections. That's work. That's work. Right? So I know what my job is. You have a job, I have a job. You have a mission, I have a mission. You have a journey, you have a journey. You have an adventure, you have an adventure. It's everything inside you. It's knowing how to get what you want and who you are. They're saying who you are and why you're here are very, very powerful. And then you start seeing things. And then you start realizing. And then you start communicating. And then you start getting balance with everything. Okay? Time is the essence of everything, especially when it comes to space of travel. Okay? It's up to you to do it. So I think that's good. Weed whacker guy again. So basically, test is Friday. we're going to go through that tomorrow. We're going to go through a lot more. I just want to get this out for today. But there are really people to concentrate on what's going on with your activation light conditions, your position of time location, to understand your thought patterns, high division locations. Don't stay in your low system because it doesn't do anything but hurt your mechanisms inside, right? You create that noise and forms, right? So tests for Friday on the equation equal box of shapes. All right. Okay, so we'll get into that more through position. All right. Adios.